Testing, 1, 2, 3, live. All right. Don't know if this is working. First time going live ever, but if it is working, happy Friday. Good to see everybody. My name is Tyler, and I am a sales coach. Come to you live from Marietta, Georgia. It's a lovely Friday in September. Leaves are falling. Football is in the air. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. So excited to be testing out this live format. I don't know if you can, trying to see, is the audio working? I hope the audio is working. Wonder if, is this music coming in? Got some nice like background vibes coming in. Yes. Loving that. Loving that. All right, cool. I'm super excited to be here. Super excited to be going live and super excited to talk about client makers today. I'm going to be using the board. You're going to see me use the board a ton. I love this board. It allows me to write in poor handwriting things that you hopefully can read. So that says Client Makers. That's the name of my new sales school and community. We are kicking off in October, mid-October. We've got the next cohort. It's actually the second cohort that's going through. We had some founding members go through the first cohort, but this is the second cohort ever of Client Makers. So shout out to the founding members. All of you have been great. Maddie, Stephanie, Daisy, Natalie, Matt, Hannah, Gina, everybody who's been a part of the founding crew. Really have appreciated all the support and getting things off the ground with Client Makers. And now we're going to be rocking and rolling. We are going to be teaching you how to sell in a non-sleazy way. Okay. How to sell in a non-sleazy way. Sales without the cringe, sales without the ick factor, if you will, sales without feeling you're at a used car lot. We all know that feeling, right? Or we're being hard closed at the car lot, right? What can I do to get you in this Ford Taurus today, right? What can I do to get you in this Chevy truck today? All right, cool. Well, I'm super excited to be chatting with y'all more about Client Makers today and really just chatting about sales, right? I've been in sales my entire career. I started selling Cutco knives in high school. To my mom and all of her friends, and then her friends' friends and their friends' friends, and yeah, the rest is history. So it's been a fun journey in my sales career, and I feel like it's all been leading to this moment. This journey of sales and getting, having like my sales career combined with my love of learning and training and knowledge, has really led to this moment of Client Makers, which is really about teaching people that maybe haven't done a lot of sales and sales training in their lives, teaching them how to sell, which is to me been so cool. It's been a great journey up to this point, and it's one that I'm super excited to be sharing with y'all. So yeah, I thought today we could just do, again, like I mentioned, this is my first ever live stream. Have never done live streaming before, have done some podcasts back in the day, and have done a lot of training live. But the first time I've ever live broadcast anything out to the interwebs. So this is hopefully going to a few different places if I've set this up correctly. And this is going to be a regular thing. I'm planning on going live on a regular basis. Haven't exactly determined the schedule yet because obviously when you're going live, you've got to be there live. I tried to go live yesterday, had a meeting run long, and realized that, sometimes it doesn't always work out in terms of when you're going live. But I'm super excited to be playing around with this live format and talking about sales, talking about Client Makers, talking about how can we help you grow your business. So you'll kind of, okay, yeah, playing around with some sounds here. Yes. Love it. I've got this cool machine over here. I used to use it with podcasts, but I'm dusted it off for some of these lives because I'm a big energy guy. Okay, I'm high energy. I like music. I like fun. I like to make things engaging. And when I think about what makes Client Makers and what makes me unique, why would you want to learn from me? It's because we are going to keep it upbeat. We are going to keep it active. We are going to have a great time learning how to sell, because guess what? Sales isn't always fun. Sales is hard, you know? Um, Sales is hard. And so when we're trying to tackle something hard in life, I think it's easier when we can do it with a group of people, right? That's the first thing, is doing it with other people. That's why this is it's a cohorted program that I built, and why I like to do live training in group settings. So I think doing things in a group is great, and then I also think keeping it fun, keeping it upbeat, throwing some interesting sounds in there, testing out my soundboard here. But yeah, sales can be very hard. It can be challenging. And I think the key is, how are we going to make it fun and upbeat and engaging so that we learn how to sell in a natural and authentic way? Sales is, I think, one of the most rewarding things that you can learn how to do. And here's the thing: we are all in sales, right? We're all in sales. No matter what you do on this world, you are in sales. If you're a parent and you're trying to get your kid to go to bed or to take out the trash, you are in sales. If you are an engineer and you're trying to sell that project to, your boss on why they should buy in on your engineering project idea, you are in sales. If you're doing a presentation at work to a group of 2 people or a group of 200 people, you are in sales. If you work for yourself and you are trying to sell yourself or your product or your service, you're definitely in sales. If you're in sales, you are in sales, right? But here's the thing: we're all in sales. Everyone is in sales. And I think the key is how do we learn how to do it better? How do we learn how to do it better? How do we learn how to be more authentic? How do we learn how to take our ideas and take what we know? Because here's the thing: we probably know some stuff. If you've been around the block at all in this world, you know some stuff. You've met some people, you know some things, you've got some experience, some expertise. And the key is, how do we translate that to someone else? Because if someone else doesn't know what we know, then they're never gonna be able to understand our ideas. They're never gonna be able to understand us. And that's really all sales is. Sales is communication, right? Sales is communication. Sales is asking good questions. Sales is confidence. It's confidence, right? It's confidence in ourselves and what we can do and how we can help other people. Because really, that's all we're doing. This world, and when we think about business and our careers, it's all about solving problems. I met with a friend yesterday, and he said, like, the reason I've had a long career and been at this company for a long time is because I always tried to be the guy that solved problems. If there was ever a problem, I rolled up my sleeves and I got in there and I tried to solve it. And I think that's how we build our careers. That's how we build sales skills, is solving problems, right? It's solving problems. So, yeah, I mean, what is sales? Sales is solving problems. And here's the thing: how do you know if somebody's got a problem? Well, I don't know. We should probably talk to them, communicate with them, ask them some good questions, right? Better understand what they're going through, what their challenges are, what their goals are, where are they now, where they're trying to go. I'm a huge fan of gap selling. I got it on the shelf over there somewhere. Keenan, shout out to Keenan and gap selling. It's that desire, that present state versus that desired future state. What problem can we help solve to get them there? Right? That's what sales is. So I'm super excited to be on this journey chatting about sales. We're going to be, oh, yeah, we got some tunes back here. We got, again, we're going to make sales fun. We're going to make sales interesting. We're going to make it upbeat. We're going to make it entertaining, and you're going to learn something, okay? Every day you turn on one of these live streams, or if you join Client Makers, or you check out one of my posts or anything, I hope that you learn something, right? I want you to have a good time. I want you to be engaged, but I also want you to take something away. So today, what I want you to take away, whether you're on here live or you're watching this later, I want you to take away that sales is just solving problems. that we're all in sales and that we're on this journey together. And I'm super excited to be helping you, guiding you, hopefully teaching you a couple of things that have helped me on this journey, right? Because we are all in sales, like I was saying before. And really it's about how can we communicate that to other people? How do we tell other people who we are? You know, we've all been in an interview and been asked that question. Hey, what do you do? Hey, tell me about yourself. You know, whether it's an interview or a networking event or somebody at a wedding or somebody at the grocery store, or, you know, you pop on a Zoom meeting and you're doing some networking, you're connecting with folks. You know, what do you do? How do you answer that question? That's sales, right? It's communication. It's communication. And it doesn't mean you have to be loud and outgoing and crazy like me. That's not what sales is. I think we have this misconception that sales is only for extroverts. That's not true. Sales is for everybody. And if you're an extrovert, yeah, you may have a little bit more confidence to start something, but usually you'll talk too much and you'll talk yourself out of a sale, right? I've done that a time or two. It's not about being extroverted. It's about being confident. So whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, or I think an ambivert's in the middle, not quite sure. It's about being confident. Confident in who we are, confident in what we do, confident in what we're positioning, right? That is the key. And I want to help you build that confidence. I want to help you build that strength, that energy, that fuel, right? That fuel to attack, attack the day, attack the conversation, and bring our best self to every interaction that we have. Because that's all that we have. AI is here. It's coming. I don't know where we are on the AI. The AI is taking over spectrum, but I don't think AI is ever going to fully take over. I hope not. I think that AI is going to help us. It's going to assist us, and technology has, just like the internet did. I mean, it's always going to be evolving and growing, but at the center of it all is still people. It's still people, and it's humans, and it's relationships. You know, sales is always going to be H2H, human to human. Now, there might be some technology assisting. There might be some AI assisting. But at the end of the day, it's still H2H. It's still human to human. So what are you doing to work on your human skills? What are you doing to make sure that your H2H interactions are the best they can be? Right? If you're an entrepreneur out there and you're selling yourself and your idea and your business, what are you doing to make sure that every interaction leaves somebody leaning in, wanting to know more, curiosity driven, you know, asking great questions, uncovering problems, and helping people illuminate that, like, you can help. Remember, we're problem solvers. We're human to human problem solvers. So that's what I want you to take away from today is we're all in sales. We are all human to human, H2H sales, you know, whether it's B2B or B2C, it doesn't matter. It's about connecting with people, talking to them, educating them, asking them great questions, understanding their situation. And if we have the opportunity, helping. And if we don't, hopefully guiding them in a direction that can help them. All right, cool. Let's talk a little bit about Client Makers. I'm going to share screen. Let's see if this works. Hey-o, look at that. We're sharing screen here. We're sharing screen. So we've got Client Makers up on the screen. This is the, let me pause the music here for a second. So this is the website. If you haven't been to the site yet, it's clientmakers.com. Clientmakers.com. That's the website. And our next cohort is kicking off in mid-October. Mid-October is when the next cohort is kicking off. So if you want to be a part of it, it's going to be a 6-month sales school that helps founders and service providers build a repeatable sales system. Okay, so if you're a founder, if you're a consultant, a coach, someone who provides a service, an expert, someone who doesn't have a ton of sales experience, right? But you're dependent on sales, like this is important. Like your work is rock solid, your sales process, maybe not so much. That's what we're going to work on. We're going to get you out of that feast and famine cycle. We're going to get you out of winging every sales call. We're going to get you out of you being the sales bottleneck. Because what you need is you need some clarity, right? You need some clarity. You need some consistency. You need some confidence. I love the three C's there: clarity, consistency, confidence. That's what you need. So we got a couple of options. We got a group option, and then we have a one-on-one intensive, which includes the group and then a lot of one-on-one time with me. If you want to chat more about it, there's a link here to book some time with me to talk about it. And what we're going to talk about is clarify, connecting, and converting. We're going to clarify who the heck we are, what makes us unique, what makes us valuable. We're going to connect with the right people, learn how to connect with people so you can start those conversations with the people that matter, with your ideal audience, and then you're going to convert those. We're going to teach you how to run sales calls and give you a lot of cool frameworks to run and lead sales calls so you're not winging it. I don't want you winging it. All right. Got some FAQs, a little bit of info on me, some testimonials, and then the countdown clock, right? We're starting live in 24 days from now, or it's probably even sooner if you're watching the recording at this. All right. So check out clientmakers.com if you haven't already. That's going to give you a lot of information and hopefully answer any questions that you have. All right. All right. Awesome. All right. So again, clientmakers.com. Remember, today's key takeaway: sales is universal. Sales is not a bad thing. Sales is a good thing. We all are a part of sales. Sales is H to H, and it's a natural way for us to connect with other people, to start conversations. And if you're going to follow along this journey with me, whether you're in sales, you're an account executive or an account manager or a BDR or whatever sales title you might have, business director of business development, the VP of business development, you are in sales, obviously. But also, if you don't have those titles, you're also in sales. Okay, cool. Just got a spam message in the chat, so gonna ignore that for now. But you are also in sales, right? You are also in sales if you are whatever job, right? If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, or if you're just a W-2 employee, right? I'm going to teach you ways to improve your communication skills, improve your confidence in interacting with other people. Because remember, these sales skills are translatable. There is no better job in the world, or no better skill set, rather, to learn in the world than sales, because it's so transferable to almost any part of life, right? Any part of life can benefit from sales. Even just think about, like, one of the big things for me that I love with sales is active listening, right? Learning how to ask questions and then stop talking, right? Turn off the music, turn off the noise, turn off you, right? That's key. Active listening is key. And that's something that we're going to talk about, right? But that's, again, these are just communication skills. It's universal. These are universal skills that we're going to teach you so that you can get the most out of sales. I want you to turn conversations into clients. I want you to maximize your ability to translate what you do, right? That idea or that expertise or your background or who you are and what you're about. I want you to be able to communicate that in a way that resonates. Okay. And we're going to talk a lot about those foundations and the fundamentals of sales, in some of these upcoming lives. So yeah. So if this was helpful, please feel free to, send me a DM, drop a comment below. If this is whether it's live or on the recording, drop a comment, because these are going to be consistent. Haven't decided the schedule exactly yet, because like I mentioned earlier, I forgot that you have to actually show up to the schedule. So if you have calls that run over, then you don't go live at that time. But yeah, this is the first test live, and just wanted to see, like, testing out the platform today, testing out some of the things. So you've heard some of my You've heard some of my music here already, but we're going to keep that going. We're going to keep it upbeat, right? We're going to keep it fun, engaging, entertaining, edutaining, I like to say. We're going to keep it fun. Okay. Sales is hard, but learning how to sell with me is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Promise you that. I promise you that. So regardless of where you are in the world or when you're watching this, I really appreciate you hopping on for this first ever live. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I hope you start thinking about some of these ideas we've been talking about today. Thinking about why sales. Are you in sales? Yes, you are. But we're all in sales. Like, are you going to choose to be good at it? Are you going to get that confidence you need? Because that's what I want to give you. I want you to have the confidence you need to sell yourself and your ideas and your service and your product. I want you to have that confidence. Whether you're in sales, whether you work for yourself, whether you're not in sales, like, I really want you to get the confidence you need to sell better. All right, awesome. Well, like I mentioned, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the chat below, whichever platform you're watching this on. And then otherwise, check out clientmakers.com if you're interested in learning more about the cohort. If you want to chat with me, there's a link on there to schedule some time if you want to chat through that further. We're kicking off in mid-October, and I really look forward to hopefully seeing some of you in the cohort, seeing you in the group program, also seeing you on the next live stream. I'll try to be better about scheduling these out so that you're aware. But this was a test today, and hopefully this test worked well. I appreciate you watching this. I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks so much.